Well, hello. I would say happy Wednesday, but it's not that happy for reasons I will explain in a minute. Firstly, I'm sorry if the sound is low on this because I'm using the same equipment that I use for a Saturday Live and everybody can hear me then. So I don't quite understand why the sound is down on these videos because everything's the same. Weird or what? Anyway, why is it not a good Wednesday? Well, the fridge man, if you've been with me, you'll know my fridge broke down about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Still under guarantee. The place I bought it from, no help whatsoever. I had to get in touch with Ice King. Anyway, a very nice young man came today. Well, I say young, he's probably in his 40s, but everybody's young to me these days. Anyway, he's managed to get it going, but he's got a faulty thermostat. So he's ordering me a new one, and hopefully I'll get a new thermostat before Christmas. Which hopefully means that I can get some goodies ready for Christmas. I've not bought any of, well, it's the naughty stuff we shouldn't buy at Christmas, the extras. You go to Marks and Spencer's and you spend a fortune, don't you, on the little bits and fripperies and stuff. So it's probably, I shouldn't be buying it anyway. But anyway, so that's it. And then I went to get my hair dye out. I'd only bought the wrong colour. And why I'm having a whinge is because I went onto Amazon. I thought, well, I'll get one for tomorrow, like today. No. The only place that stocked the one I wanted was Morrisons. And you had to order £60 worth of groceries, food, whatever, in order to get this hair dye. Which I didn't want to do because the fridge wasn't working, so I didn't want to do that. Looked all through Amazon, everywhere like that. Nobody else did it except this Morrisons, which annoyed me. And the reason it annoyed me was the last time I fell for that and I ordered it through Morrisons, the whole order came. No hair dye. And that's the only reason I'd made the order up, was to get the hair dye. So anyway, I've ordered it from somewhere else, but it'll be a couple of days before that arrives. So, I mean, why does Amazon let Morrisons have the monopoly on certain things? It's not just the hair dye, it was something else I'd wanted, and it was only through Morrisons. And I'm like, no, I don't want to order £60 worth of food just to get one thing what I order. So I'm gonna take it up with Amazon actually, because they're actually favoritising, whatever you want to call it, Morrisons, aren't they? They're letting them get away with just selling whatever. And then I'm also annoyed because I got this message saying we can't deliver. Oh shush, we can't deliver your parcel. Didn't know what it was because it's got not enough postage on it. You have to pay £1.50 postage. So I thought, well, I don't know what it is. It could be a gift, it could be something, I don't know. So it came this morning and it was something I'd ordered off eBay. I'd already paid £1.50 or £1.90 for postage already on it. And I had to pay an extra £1.50 to get it. Oh, shush. Anyway, I've let the seller know. And I've took a picture of the box, with the extra postage on it. I thought she can give me my money back. Not being awful, but I've already paid her for postage. If she hasn't put sufficient postage on it, it's not my problem, is it? It's hers. If she wasn't charging enough postage, it's still her problem. I don't see why I should have to pay an extra £1.50 when I'd already paid her for. But that's by the by, isn't it? And then also this came. I didn't have to pay extra postage on this one. I haven't even opened the packet yet. Sorry for crinkling. It's supposed to be cabochon, whatever cabochon is. Does that mean black plastic? What is a cabochon? Tell me. Tell me, please. Anyway, it's quite pretty. Very unusual. You know me, I like me unusual, don't I? So, what happens is it means I can't go to knit club because he didn't come till 2 o'clock. Well, 2 o'clock-ish. It's actually 13:49, but we won't quibble over 10 minutes. So, what else have I got? Well, I got some boots and I've taken them back into the bedroom so you can't see them. And I ordered myself a Christmas mug. But it's not too Christmassy, is it? I'll use it when it's not Christmas, if you know what I mean. Oh, that is hot. Well, it has not stopped raining for about 3 weeks. I think I put on that I'll have web feet soon, yeah. Well, I also ordered another box of these. They are absolutely what I shouldn't be eating. They're absolutely yummy. I'm messing up my diabetes well style, and I've got to go next Tuesday. Yeah, I'm going to the doctor's on Monday. He's recalled to me about my hips. They are, touching wood, a little bit better, but they're still not right. So I'm still wanting to see him. I keep doing that. I've been using a whitening toothpaste and it's made in front of my teeth rough. Not whiten my teeth at all. But it's took like a coating off my teeth and I keep playing with it now. So I noticed my last video, all I was doing was all the time. Sorry about that. Anyway, what else have I got? Well, I did show these on Saturday Live, but if you weren't around then, I bought a very, very cheap and plasticky wreath. Oh, which way? The only reason why I am not buying a decent one is my front door faces onto the driveway and it's like a wind tunnel. And we have had torrential rain and we've had hailstones, we've had everything. And I thought I am not buying a decent wreath to get it whizzed over onto the park, across the road, yeah. So this is a cheap one, so if it goes flying, everything's falling down. So if it goes flying, I'm not that fussed. It can have me £10, yeah. And I also got some stickers for the windows. I have put some stickers on the unit there, but I've got some other stickers for my window. I think I've got like Father Christmas and things like that, which I'm going to put on the windows. And I've not been able to get into the garage yet to get my Christmas tree because it's never stopped raining. And I don't mean little rain, I mean rain. I got up this morning, I thought, oh wow, sunshine. Didn't last. Anyway, I have finished my green cardigan. I have looked everywhere for this pattern. Sorry everybody, I cannot find it. I've been on eBay. I did find one on eBay, but it'd been sold. That's the pattern. I've looked on Amazon, I've looked on Etsy, I've looked everywhere. I think somebody did put on the comments that they'd found one, but it was in America, so many dollars I think she's put on. If you look in the comments somewhere, not this video, one in the past. So I have searched and I cannot find the pattern for this at all. So sorry about that. If you like it, I'm terribly sorry. So I finished it. If I can go further back, it's still not been blocked as usual. I still haven't found my blocking boards that are in the garage. And I did put some silver buttons on, which are rather pretty because they've got a little stone in the middle. Can you see a little glitter in the middle? They're dark silver though, they're like more pewter really, aren't they? But I thought they'll do. So it's to go with that green. It's actually brighter than it's showing up on here. It's that brighter than that. It's showing very dull when you go back into it. But it's actually a very bright lime green. I've made this pattern, oh God, 2 or 3 times actually. I made it for my mum once, but she didn't want the tight cuffs. So I finished it. At the moment I'm crocheting something that's a Christmas present, so I can't show you that. And I'm still working on the one for me, which again is a vintage pattern. That one is to replace the mustard cardigan that I've got that's gone a bit fluffy. It's actually a slightly different shade of mustard. I mean, it's worrying me that it looks so big, but then again, maybe so am I, you know. It's worrying me. Now, I know this pattern is around because I've seen it. I have seen this on my travels, so I know this one's still available. On Etsy, I think I saw it. I have scrolled through more Etsy than you will know about because I was determined I would find that other pattern. Oh, excuse me, I've got an itch. But I've looked everywhere and I can't find it at all. So what have I got? Oh, I've got to open my Secret Santa. Let's have a little rummage. I'll have a little rummage in my package. There we go. We shall see what this is. Da, 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 da. Can't open it. Where's my scissors? I had my scissors before. Here they are. Yeah, I've ordered the boots. They were very cheap actually, and I thought, oh, they were cheap and nasty, but they're not. They're nice. I mean, they may not last, but oh, for goodness sake, what have I got in here? That's the door. That I have got. Oh, some little. I think they're wrist warmers. I think they are wrist warmers. Have they got? Oh, they got a thumb hole. Yes. Yes. Can never have enough wrist warmers, can you? Well, you can't with me. I'll use them. I must put them in my coat pocket and then shed them as I'm going around somewhere. Very nice. The Secret Santa. I will finish up opening them all before. I mean, I keep meaning to do more videos, but then, you know, things get in the way, don't they? Life gets in the way. I mean, on Monday, I went to the library, no problem, got on my tram, went to the library, coming back, no tram. Eventually, after I got wet through, the tram arrived. Apparently, there'd been a bad accident in Cleveland. And it's rather nasty, really, because some woman on a mobility scooter ran this old lady down and didn't stop. And this poor lady, they don't know whether she's going to save her foot. So, of course, you know, when it was all on Facebook and that all the hatred for the scooter riders came out, didn't it, you know? It's like, well, you know, stay home, don't come on the road, why are they on the pavement, da-di-da-di-da. They're on the pavement because if it's a small scooter, you're not insured for the road, yeah? And also you only go 4 miles an hour, so the car drivers get extremely annoyed with you. I have a road-worthy big scooter, and I know it gets on everybody's nerves, but I travel extremely slowly when I'm going down pavements, you know, where people are, because I will not travel down the road, I'm sorry. I'm insured, I've got road tax, I pay all of that, but I'm still very nervous about going down the road because drivers don't see you, just plough into you. But I do agree, in part, even though I am a scooter rider, I do agree in part that there should be some kind of legislation. The fact that, I mean, I rent mine through mobility, so I have got a registered disability. And when they came with it the first time, they do spend a while with you, teaching you everything, making sure you know how to ride it. They have you going up and down the street, up and down the curb. They made sure I knew how to ride it. And being a car driver in the past, of course, I've got some sense, you know, about the highway code and roadworthiness. But the thing is with the little ones is they're not insured and they're not They don't pay road tax, so A, they shouldn't be on the road. But they go at 4 miles an hour, which doesn't sound a lot, but it's a lot if you're ploughing into somebody, you know. And what amazed me, I did watch a TV programme, and there is no sight regulation for anybody to buy a scooter. I mean, I would like to think that if it was through mobility that they would check that you could actually see where you were going. But apparently there is no sight legislation, which the reporter at the time was absolutely astounded at. So in other words, if you're partially sighted, you can leap on a scooter and drive off, you know. And also, half of the people, I'm calling myself really because I'm a scooter rider, half of the people on the scooters have got no road sense whatsoever, yeah? They set off to go across a road and they're only travelling at 4 miles an hour, which is slow. So they don't leave themselves enough time to get from A to B, yeah? Also, they don't seem to know to stop the things. They plough into people. They take them into shops, which I can understand if they can't walk. I mean, I can't take mine in a shop, it's too big anyway. But I only go in shops where they've got a trolley, you know, that you can hold on to and push. I mean, I'm fortunate enough in the fact that I can actually physically walk, but it's very, very painful. And I have to have something to hang on to, otherwise I may fall over. I cannot go into a shop where it's a basket over my arm because I can't do that, yeah. But I don't take the scooter in, not even when I'm on the small scooter, I don't take the scooter in a shop, yeah. I mean, in the past, when I used to live in Prestwich, there was a bread shop. And she got used to me because I would pull my scooter up outside the door. It was only a small shop, little mum and pop shop. And I would say, can I have such a thing? And she'd say, yes, stay there, love, and I'll bring it out to you. A lot of shops are very kind like that. But of course, if it's a big shop, they can't do that. Odds on there's only one on the till, so they won't leave the till for obvious reasons, yeah? So that, anyway, I just hope they have found the lady who... What tickles me was, why did nobody stop this lady? You know, zooming off on a scooter. They don't go that fast. If they saw what was happening and they saw her leaving the scene without, you know, stopping, somebody should have gone, whoa, you know, whoa, 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 where are you going, you know? And apparently they have found her. And they've impounded the scooter. Now, people are saying they shouldn't impound the scooter. They do, because if it's a serious accident, if it was a car, they would impound the car, because they need to check it for signs that it was that scooter that did the damage. They need to check it, you know, or whatever they call it, forensically, yeah. So I can understand why they've impounded the scooter. It doesn't say they're taking it off her forever, but obviously she needs some kind of instruction on how to ride it if she's got to plough into people. I mean, touching wood, in 15 years of riding a scooter, I haven't bumped into anybody. I bumped into myself. Well, I caught my hand one time on the different scooter. It had a funny lever. I caught my hand on the lever and set off myself and couldn't stop myself. And I went into a wall in Iceland. Didn't damage anybody else, just damaged me. And I fell off the scooter. But that was my own fault. I hadn't turned the scooter off, which I now do. If I get to a till, I don't go in on my scooter now. But when I used to go into like Tesco's with my little scooter, because it's big enough and wide enough and the aisles are wide, I used to turn off my scooter when I got to the checkout, yeah. I learnt my lesson after throwing myself at a wall in Iceland, yeah. So anyway, I do hope that lady doesn't have to, unfortunately, lose her foot. But as I say, it's brought out all the hatred, all the comments on Facebook. Shouldn't be allowed, shouldn't be this, shouldn't be that. I mean, I do get abuse every time I go out of mine. I get told I should be staying at home. I get told off, get out the way, silly old fool, you know. I have that on a daily basis. You have to grow a thicker skin. I mean, I was talking to a lady who has an electric wheelchair, and she gets the same. I mean, you know, do they think people ride in a wheelchair for fun? You know, do they think they would want? I would dearly love to walk everywhere. Absolutely. I don't ride in my scooter because I'm lazy, which I get accused of. When I was bigger, I was accused of being fat and lazy. You know, you just ride in that for fun, you know. Yeah, you know, all the comments you get, yeah. One bloke actually said to me, get back in the kitchen where you belong. I went, what? I said, so in other words, I'm disabled, I live on my own, so I've got to stay in all the time, have I? I can't go to the shops, I can't do anything. I'm fairly independent, you know. I wouldn't want to have to rely on people. Yes, I know you can buy things online, and I can even order my food online. I know that. But, you know, for social reasons, you know, you need to get out and about, don't you, for your mental stimulation. I won't say mental health because that makes you sound like you've got some problem. I don't, thankfully. But mental stimulation is what I mean. You need to have contact with other people. You need to go places. You need to chat. And if you were in the house all day, you would, you know, I think if you don't have social interaction with people, you tend to dwell on maybe your problems or ailments or whatever. You know, I see so many videos where people moan the whole time about what's going wrong with them and, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm the other and all that. But I try not to, as you know. I just think people watching me may have more problems than me. You know, I can get out and about all right on my scooter, but I can get out and about, which I'm ever so thankful for. And I do have lovely friends, you know, that I can call on in an emergency. Don't do, but I can if I have to. I've got a lovely niece who takes me big shopping, what I call big shopping, every 6 weeks. But if you plan that you're going to go every 6 weeks, you make sure you've got enough tins, enough frozen food, enough whatever. And I've got my corner shop that's not a corner that I can nip to for milk and bread, butter, things that, you know, even bacon. They don't do fresh meat or anything like that. They might do sausages, I think, but that's about it. They do some frozen food, but not much, because it's only a small shop. You can't expect the full range of whatever, can you? But by and large, I manage, you know. And I'm thinking, heck, you know, whatever. Whatever it is will be. Anyway, what I'm making for a Christmas present, I will take photographs of it when I've finished it. But I can't show you until the person has received it. Which may be after Christmas. And I've got another present I bought for somebody, which again I can't show you because, again, I don't want them to see it before Christmas. I mean, one of them, I don't think she watches the videos, but you never know, she may. And I don't like surprises being surprised before the time. So if one of my friends opens this before Christmas Day, I'm talking to you. I should be very cross with you. Because I've got one friend who cannot wait. She has to rip the paper off everything. And it gets on. Oh, and I'm going, leave it, leave it. It's not your birthday yet. It's not Christmas yet. Parcel gets opened. I wish I could hide it until the actual day and get the postman to deliver it on Christmas Day. And then she couldn't do that. But it's her way, I suppose. Taking my lunchtime painkillers. I should have took them ages ago, but I forgot because I was waiting for the scooter man. And my friend, she rang me. She spent 26 hours sitting on a chair in the Victoria Hospital, Blackpool. 26 hours in the A&E, waiting to be seen. Not for her, for her husband. I mean, I won't go into the ins and outs of what happened because it's private, but 26 hours when you're over 80 is ridiculous, isn't it? And I mean, it was a legitimate thing he'd gone with. He hadn't gone because his little finger hurt or anything, you know. I mean, I've sat in accident and emergency on the odd times I've really, really needed them. And half of the people in there, you think, why are they here? Why have you come? You know, nothing's hanging off you. You've not broken anything. Why are you here? You know, there's walk-in centres, there's the doctors. I know you can't always get an appointment to the doctor, I know that. But there are walk-in centres where you can go in. I mean, we were lucky enough to have one in Prestwich, but I think it may be closed down now, I don't know. But we were lucky enough to have one there. I mean, you didn't always see a doctor, but at least you got some advice. And there's a great one in Fleetwood, a walk-in centre. You may have to sit and wait for about 3 hours, but you can get seen there. And they have actually got an X-ray department there, which is very, very good. Takes the pressure off A&E, doesn't it? Yeah. But I do think, you know, they should triage people and say, if it's your little finger that's hurting, come back tomorrow, we're busy, can't you see, you know. Or go to your doctor, make an appointment, you know. Because you often wonder, why are they here? You know, I have, well, she's not a friend anymore. I had one person that I knew that seemed to live there. Every time one of her children fell over or did something, oh, off to A&E, off to A&E. I said, you've got a season ticket for that place, you have. I mean, I only ever took my son to A&E when he's sort of broken his leg or broken something, you know, cut his head wide open and things like that. He's very accident prone, he was. But, you know, I never took up, I always think they are for emergencies. They're not there because you can't get to see the doctor. I know it's difficult. I know you can't always get a doctor's appointment. Some areas are worse than others. But, you know, to me, I think that the doctor's surgery should have more, like a triage nurse. You know, I'm doing that again with my tea. You know, like a triage nurse that assesses people. And if they think that they really need to see the doctor, they should be able to get a doctor to come in and have a look at you. Is that wishful thinking? You know, because, like you say, half of the time, a lot of people just need reassurance. No, you're fine. You know, you've not got whatever, beriberi disease or something like that. It's not fatal. You know, I think a lot of people have got this sort of thing that they think something's worse wrong with them than what there actually is, yeah. I'm the opposite. I'm one of these, it'll pass. I didn't go to the doctors over my hips for, would you believe, nearly 2 weeks before I actually thought, this is ridiculous, Janet, you're just going to have to go, yeah. And I mean, mine is, I won't say serious, because there's a lot of people with worse than me, but it is quite concerning, my hips, yeah. But it took me 2 weeks to actually make it. Not that I couldn't get an appointment. It was me, I never even bothered to try. I'm one of these, I'll be all right tomorrow. I'm one of these people. I don't run off to the doctor for ache, pain, nothing, you know. In fact, when I was in Prestwich, my doctor said, oh, hello, stranger, where have you been? I said, well, I don't come bothering you unless it's something I'm really worried about, yeah. Yeah. He said, oh, you should come in. You should come in. He said, at your time of life, I was in my 70s then. Your time of life, he said, we do like to see you, make sure you're okay. But that was in the good old days before COVID, you know, before you could actually get to see somebody at times, yeah. It was difficult to get an appointment, I must admit it was. But after COVID, I don't know what happened. You know, I think the doctors got used to not seeing anybody, to be truthful, you know. So anyway, I think that's all I've got to say. So I'm going to go and crochet back on the Christmas present that is almost finished. And then I can carry on with my mustard cardigan for myself. And I need to get, it's actually stopped raining for the moment. Don't say it too loud. But it's getting a bit late to start dragging my Christmas tree out. I'm not working, wishful thinking. I'm not going out tomorrow or Friday, so if it's not raining, maybe I'll get in to get the tree. I didn't want to start bringing the tree out while I was waiting for the fridge man to come. Yeah, you know, you're waiting for things to happen, and I'm still waiting for a parcel to be delivered from Every. I mean, they are very good, my Every people. If I don't answer the door, they put it in the parcel box. They're very good like that. Anyway, that's about it for today, I think. I've only had a whinge and a whine, haven't I, about Morrisons and Amazon. How should I title this video? Having a moan. Having a moan about my teeth whitening that isn't working. Don't bother paying £9 for a tube of toothpaste that's supposed to whiten your teeth in 3 days, according to that advert on the telly. I fell for it, didn't I? She cleans her teeth with this blue toothpaste, and 3 days later she's got these sparkling white teeth. Don't work. Either that or my teeth are too far gone. I mean, I drink black coffee, so that's one thing. I don't drink wine, because that's another thing that stains your teeth, is if you drink red wine, I believe, yeah. Don't like red wine, so don't drink it. Don't drink white wine. Do drink black coffee, though, that's a problem. But I don't smoke, so never smoked, so that's not yellowed my teeth. But some medications do that to you, actually, you know. So it's a combination of things. Old age is another thing. I mean, my teeth are nearly as old as me, aren't they, you know? Well, what few I've got left. Seeing as we can't... oh, it's telling me I'm going to sleep on the computer. You know, seeing as how I can't get to an NHS dentist. £420 to get those teeth filled at the front. £420. That was me saving up money. You know, my little buffer. That you like to have a little buffer, don't you, on one side, yeah? I mean, I was talking to the fridge fridge repairman. That the bloke who, when I rang up about it, terrified the life out of me, because he said if they come and they can't find this, that and the other, it'll be £84 call out charge. And I'm like, well, I'm fairly sure there's something wrong with the fridge. But it does frighten you. You know, when you're on a very limited budget and somebody says it'd be £84, you know, call out if you don't find anything, you're like, eek. Anyway, he said, oh, don't worry about it. He said, 99% of the time there is something wrong with your fridge, otherwise you wouldn't be calling me out, yeah? But it does worry you when they say, oh, for goodness sake, I forget to turn my phone off. That's another grouch. It's not your grouch, it's my grouch. I'm stupid, I forget to turn the phone off. Makes people jump, apparently. Anyway, once again, I do apologise if the sound is low on this, but I can't do anything else except yell down the... I can't understand why it works on some videos and it doesn't work on others, and I'm using the same equipment. Anyway, I'm going to go now. I've bored you to death for 33 minutes, so I'm going to go now and do my crochet. Oh, these are nice and warm, actually. Well, I Scrooged them, weren't I? When I was a kid, there used to be a guy who used to have a green fruit stall, well, shop, and it must have been cold. And he'd run it with his sisters, and they all used to wear little bonnets. They were like poke bonnets, you know, with a point at the top. And they all wore these little mittens, and they were, they were like little misers, you know. Oh, God, and they were really tight. If you went in for a pound of carrots, they'd put these carrots on, and if it went a bit over, they'd break a bit of carrot off. Honestly, you can't. And, you know, if you were buying potatoes, they'd rummage through the potatoes to find the tiniest one to make the weight up, you know, because they wouldn't give you one over. And they lived like misers, and I believe when they died, obviously they died because I'm, you know, they left a fortune because they were so miserly, you know, and they dressed like tramps. There was this bloke and his two sisters. If you're from Royton, you'll know Tommy Turner. You'll know him and his sisters, yeah, two sisters, unmarried sisters. Everybody knew them. Tight wasn't the word from frugal. Oh, I cannot believe, you know, they used to break at the end off a carrot to give you £1 a carrot. And I'd go back, my mum used to say, where's the end of the carrot? And I said, she did. Mary, I think she would call Mary one of them. She brought the end of the carrot off. Instead of saying it'll be a halfpenny more, because there was halfpennies back in the day, it'll be halfpenny more, because it's just a bit over. No, she broke the end of the carrot. Those were the days. What? People watched every penny or every halfpenny. And I'm that old. They used to be farthings. I'm that old. Admitted they weren't used very much, farthings, but I can remember it had a little bird on the back of it. Yeah, I think it was a wren, I'm not sure, a little wren. I kept all these coins, but when I was moving house, I gave them all to my niece for her historical section in the school that she works at. You know, to show the children what money used to look like back in the ages, you know, the old ages. I always remember my aunt, when it went decimal, she said, oh, it's ridiculous this. She said, why can't they wait till those old people have all died out? And she didn't realise what she'd said that was funny. And I said to her, Auntie, people are getting older all the time. How can they wait till everybody's died out? In other words, she couldn't get her head round it because she was in her 80s when we went decimal. And she couldn't get her head round, you know, the decimal money. Where she said, oh, why can't they wait till all those olders have died off before they change it? But my dad, oh, every time he went to the supermarket when the decimalisation first came in, he'd be back saying, I can't believe I've just paid 7 and 6 for this packet of biscuits. I was sure they were only about a four bob before. I mean, we got done. We really got done over decimalisation, and you can't tell me any different. Everything went up. You know, they rounded everything up. Whereas before something was something and a penny or something like that, they rounded it all up. Then they got rid of the half pennies, and now 1 penny's worth nothing. You know. And yet they still put things at £1.99, don't they? You know what I mean? Why don't you just say £2 and I'm done with it? You're not giving us anything. You're giving us a penny, which is worth nothing, yeah? Is it meant to sound cheaper, £1.99, than £2? And on that note, I'm going to go. There's blue skies at the moment. It's not raining at the moment. But that can change in the blink of an eye. I tell you, webbed feet. Instead of buying a pair of boots, I should have brought a pair of Wellingtons, yeah. And I don't mean to walk, because I can't. I mean just to go to the dustbin outside without getting wet feet. And talking about that, I need to bring my bin in. I left it out because I thought I'd be going out on my scooter, and I thought when I go out on my scooter I'll bring the bin in. But of course it was too late to go to knit club, so I didn't go out on my scooter, did I? So I shall go and get the bin. And on that note I will say bye-bye. And I do hope that lady that got run over by the scooter is feeling better. Well, she's not going to feel better, is she? The sad thing is, she may finish up on a scooter now, or in a wheelchair. That's a bit sort of ironic, isn't it, really? She gets run over by a scooter and might finish up having to use one. Not a nice thought, is it? So anybody who rides a scooter, will you please take care? I take care. I go very, very slowly. And I always almost stop if there's a dog. Because dogs are unpredictable. They run in front of you. And I would hate to maim a dog. I obviously avoid people, but the number of people who are on their phone who walk straight into the scooter. If you see my scooter, it's the size of a small car. How can you say you can't see it? Yeah? The number of people. And then they mutter at you as if it's my fault. I've stopped because I can see them walking towards me and thinking they'll look up in a minute and they'll avoid me. No, bang. Straight in the front of the scooter. And I'm like, hang on, you're not looking where you're going. But people moan about the scooters that go 4 miles an hour, and yet those electric bikes, can't tell you, they really, really annoy me. On the seafront, vroom, they are dangerous. They are. Electric scooters are bad. I don't mean scooters like I drive. I mean the little scooters that the kids have, They take your legs from under you, and you can't hear them. Sometimes you can hear the whiz as they're coming, and I've got wing mirrors, so I can see people behind me. But sometimes I miss them because they come up behind me that fast I don't see them. They go, phew! I think they should be pilloried, not us. Because you're old, you see, you're a walking target, aren't you? Oh, they're elderly. Get rid of all the old people. Pension them all off. Well, pension them all off is a joke, isn't it? I think they euthanise us all. I think if you ask these young people, they'd be in favour of euthanasia. Get rid of these old dears on the scooters. Get rid of them. They're in the way. They're a nuisance. All I say is it may come to you one day and you may have to rely on one like I do. I don't ride it for fun. I don't ride it because I'm lazy. I do struggle to walk to the corner shop that isn't a corner shop. I have my little wheeler walker. That's my little bit of exercise. I have to stop sometimes and sit down on it, but I do sometimes go with the wheeler. I don't get the scooter out just to do that. So I'm not incapable, Anyway, on that note, I'm good to go. I may see you Thursday or Friday, you never know, you're looking at a raffle, but I haven't got much to show you, see. I always feel I should come on and show you crocheting or knitting or something. And if I don't have that to show you, I feel a fraud, Because I can't show you what I'm making, I'm on the last bit of it, so hopefully it'll be finished today and then I can do something else. Ooh, I feel like Scrooge. Anyway, thank you if you've watched me right to the end. Don't forget, thumbs up, like, subscribe. Hype would be nice. A hype would be lovely. And if you want to buy me a coffee to stain my teeth, my coffee link is underneath. Okay, bye for now.